So, Gladiator, 17. Doing Exile runes are annoying. His damage reduction, power charges. Nothing that bricks us on the map. Fortress is a tough boss. Don't stand in desolation. No other shrines for now. And boss time. Magnetic storm debuff is crazy. We can face tank that. Face tank this easily enough. Running punishment, so last part of his health should be a bit quicker. Make sure you keep punishment up. That's a winner right there. One div. 17. Gladiator does it too. Let's take a look at the POB. Alright, so we are running a Rebuke of the Vol. Pick this up for next to nothing. We're running a Shaper Shield. You can get a Shaper Shield base for 1 to 5 chaos. And then you just alt spam it until you hit recover 5% life on block and then craft something useful on it. Crown of the Inward Eye. You can pick these up for 5 to 10 chaos. Cams you can pick up for 5 chaos. Thunder Mitch you can pick up for 5 chaos. Wind Screams are like 1 chaos. A Carnage is 1 chaos. These rings are relatively inexpensive if you know how to search for them. To search for these rings, we're actually going to take advantage of the search tool inside POB. And so you come in here, you click Find Best, you go ahead and execute this search. And then you're going to click on this and open up a new window. And in that window is going to be a bunch of rings that fit what you're looking for. We're going to go ahead and come in here and limit this 5 chaos cost for the ring. That's going to narrow it down to 4,546 rings. We're going to sort that by sum. And we're going to go ahead and take out the mirrored rings because the mirrored rings could be good for your build, but they're irreplaceable, generally speaking. So we don't include those when we're making build guides. Pick off some attributes here because it doesn't like we have too many search complications here. And again, we sort, and then right at the top are going to be rings that are good for you. Now, obviously, we need accuracy, and so this is offering us some accuracy. It's adding in damages down here that are useful to us. Dex adds more accuracy. Just pick the best ring that fits your character. Nothing complicated here. Right now, these elemental damage with attack skills are better than flat damage for my guy. But whenever I actually made him, these were the cheapest rings. And so you can test these rings, and so grab this one at the top. Just grab it. Go back into your spreadsheet. Copy it into the spreadsheet. I'm doing 1.3 right now. If I switched over to this Bone Beast guy ring, I'd be doing 1.4. Now, if you need particular resistances on your build in order to meet some sort of criteria that you have, then whenever you're searching for these rings, you can come down here and say like, and empty prefix, or and elemental resistance, and then probably kick off some of these dex and intelligence. Well, we'll leave the dex on there, but maybe kick off the percent increased dex, like these implicits. We're not going to find these implicits on budgeted rings. And so we can search again. And now we'll have rings at the top that have both an empty prefix or an empty suffix, whatever you're looking for, and some elemental resistances. You can fill in the holes in your gear as you're putting your character together. So you can get these rings like this very, very cheap. Same thing goes for the belt. You're just going to search for a belt that has some chaos res on it because we need some chaos res, and then some Ellie res on it, and then a lot of life. I think I picked up this belt for 5 chaos as well. I'm using a tincture for elemental pen and damage with weapons. Just grab a tincture and roll it. It's not hard to roll. It's just a few minutes of your time and some alts to roll it. Running a jade flask, a diamond flask, a granite flask, and a silver flask. And then we have some jewels right here. And we did the same thing. We used the trade for these items in here. We searched for jewels that were a good fit for us. We execute search. Came over here to our search tool. Go down and we limit the price on these to whatever we want to limit it to. And then we add and increased maximum life. Because we got to have the increased maximum life to make the build feel good. Again, you sort by sum, and here's a bunch of jewels. Melee damage, increased damage of swords, max life. Melee damage, increased damage of swords, max life, so on and so down the road. Just pick some of these out, buy them, and equip them on your character. So gearing him out was super easy. We are running Blood Rage with Arrogance bound to Precision and Vitality. We're running Assassin's Mark on hit, Determination, Flesh and Stone. We're using Sand Stance for the damage reduction. We're running Punishment right here. Leap Slam and Tempest Shield bound to Culling Strike, and then our main link is a Heavy Strike, Multi-Strike, Ellie damage with attacks and Trinity inside of a Thunder Fist Murder Mitts. Trinity is a little sketchy sometimes because we have a huge overlap difference between the lightning and the cold and the lightning and the fire. But generally, it seems to be running just fine on the map, so don't worry too much about Trinity. But as you gear your character, more flat, more fire would be better to keep up with the flat lightning from the from the Thunderfist gauntlets here. As far as our passive tree goes, we're going down here to pick up damage and life, across here for more damage and life defenses. If you have the Ellie res to not run cloth and chain, you can go ahead and pull this off, but I was not able to. So we are using cloth and chain here. Obviously endurance and frenzy charges, endurance charges and charge mastery here. We are using sword mastery with the frenzy charge gain when you hit a unique enemy so that we can keep our frenzy charges up versus bosses. Attack mastery with tribal fury and non-ball strikes is critical. Fortify is critical. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life nodes so that we can take all of the life mastery so that we can have the 10% more life. We are taking As the Mountain to increase our block chance and 1% increase spell block chance over here. Same thing as Sanctuary over here. And then we're intimidating enemies on block as well. And then we're taking Corrupted Blood immunity here and some additional max res here. Increased life and armor here. Increased life and max res, fire and fire resistance here. And then we are taking 1 rage wheel. This gives us rage on hit and gives us 17 max rage, which allows us to do a lot more damage to targets that we are fighting for longer periods of time, because it does take some time to generate this rage up. Now, obviously, on our mastery down here, we are taking 4 of attrition. Since we don't kill things quickly, we can take advantage of the fact that we do more damage to them over time. And we are taking weapon master so that we have some increased accuracy. And we are taking more than skill because lucky block is very important for the build. We are running 95% block chance and 77% spell block chance, which is our primary defensive tools for staying alive, coupled with the life on block that we are getting from our Shaper Shield here. Now, if you have any questions about the build, feel free to leave some comments below or come by Twitch and just ask. This week we are trying to go through and just make a bunch of budget builds that fit like a 1 divine budget. I want to do T17s. So we've got Righteous Fire Chieftain right now, and we've got a Gladiator Heavy Strike next, and we'll see what comes after that. Thank you very much. Peace.